All right, so next what we're going to do is write out electron configurations. And what this is going to do is tell us where the electrons are in an atom, right? Which orbitals do they occupy? And so what we're going to do is we're just going to use the periodic table, and you're going to read the periodic table just like a book, left to right, line by line. So what you do is you take your periodic table, and then you read it like a book. Right, and we read a book left to right, line by line. So for example, we've got oxygen right here, right there. And so what we're going to do is we're going to describe where its electrons are. And so we're going to start at the beginning of the periodic table. So we start with this electron and this electrons. Those are both in n equals 1, right? N equals 1. So what we do there is we write 1. They're both in the s block, so s. And then there's 2 electrons there because we've passed by 2 blocks. So 1s2, right? The 2 gets a superscript. So in oxygen, there's 2 electrons in the 1s orbital. If you think about the next part of the periodic table, we've got these 2 elements, lithium and beryllium. They're both in the n equals 2, and they're in the s block, so that's a 2s. And then there's 2 electrons. Oxygen is all the way here, so those electrons are filled, or those orbitals are filled. And so we say 2s2. And then finally, we get over to this block of the periodic table, right? That is still n is equal to 2. So that's a 2. Now we're in the p block. So we write out a p. And then we count how many electrons are there. We have this one's filled, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. We stop there because that's where oxygen is. So 2p4. We tell that there's 4 electrons in the 2p orbital, or 2p orbitals. And then let's go ahead and do another example. So here we have phosphorus down here. Again, we're going to start at the top. These 2 right here will be our 1s2. Next line will be our 2s2. Then we have these 6 over here. So those will be 2. They're in the p block now, so 2p. And there's all 6 of them, so that's 2p6. Then we go over to the third line. That's 3. That's the s block, and they're both filled, so that's 2. And then we come over here to phosphorus, right? That's n equals 3. That's in the p block, so still p. And then if we think about phosphorus, 1, 2, 3, it's the third element, so 3p3. And there's our electron configuration for phosphorus. So what we're doing here is we're writing out where are the electrons in this element.